Alan Dell with the welcome now to Big Band Sounds, British big bands, happily providing, I hope, a little musical pick-me-up to help round off this holiday weekend. An orchestra directed by Brian Fay, formerly director of the BBC Scottish Radio Orchestra, his arrangement of Jerome Kern's Pick Yourself Up. The tenor soloist was Derek Collins, and some nice tuba work from an unnamed brass man. Do you remember the Millionaires? I'm sure you do. And here's a reminder of them in their later days when tenor saxist, the late Natty Whitworth, had taken over the leadership. They borrow one from the Basie book, Sammy Nestico's Feeling Free. The New Millionaires, directed by Nat Whitworth in their 1978 recording of Feeling Free. Natty and several others of the original Millionaires, and in fact players in the band you've just heard, had been members of the Sid Lawrence Orchestra, and were such when Sid directed this recording of The One I Love in January 1972, one of the last numbers that Sid's first vocalist, Kevin Kent, before departing the band for other adventures, sang with the Serenaders.
Somebody else. She means a tender song for somebody else. And even when I have my arms around her, I know her thoughts are strung for somebody else. The hands I hold belong to somebody else. I'll bet they're not so cold to somebody else. It's tough to be alone on the shelf. It's worse to fall in love by yourself. The one I love belongs to somebody else.
Sid Lawrence and his orchestra back in 1972 with Kevin Kent and the Serenaders, and The One I Love belongs to somebody else. How polished the band was even then. Stand by for the happy extrovert Latin sounds of Johnny Gregory in his alter ego role, Chiquito Rides Again. radio rides again. Latin in a more lilting fashion from the Jack Parnell Orchestra in 1977 and the album Brasiliana, a Pat Smythe arrangement of the Alan Clare-Tony Crombie composition Warm Breeze, featuring the trumpets of Kenny Baker and Tommy McQuater. Warm Breeze, beautifully blown up by Kenny Baker and Tommy McQuater against the flutes and strings and rhythm of the Jack Parnell Orchestra. In 1976, I think it was, I had the pleasure of introducing a tribute concert to Geraldo at the Fairfield Halls. It was conducted by Ivor Raymond, and subsequently an LP appeared of some of the items. Some intricate arrangements like Bill Finnegan's scores of Strike Up the Band and the Continental. And on the album, there's also this view of the Lullaby of Broadway. Ivor Raymond, and an orchestra of some of Geraldo's musicians with Lullaby of Broadway. Well, looking over what we've had in this program, there have been some nice sounds, I think, but I don't think anything except the Sid Lawrence recording is still in print. What a shame. Neither is the next one, except that you can see this fella perform this song live in concert when he chooses to sing it.
It's great after being out late, walking my baby back home. Arm in arm over meadow and farm, walking my baby back home. We go along harmonizing a song, or I'm reciting a poem. Hours go by, give me the eye, walking my baby back home. We stop for a while, she gives me a smile, snuggles her head to my chest. Start into bed, and that's when I get powder all over my vest. And after I kinda straighten my tie, she has to borrow my comb. One kiss, then I continue again, walking my baby back home. Stop for a while, she gives me a smile, snuggles her head to my chest. We started to pet, and that's when I get powder all over my vest. After I kinda straighten my tie, she has to borrow my comb. One kiss, and I continue again. Walking my baby, I don't mean maybe. Walking my baby back home.
That's my old mate Dennis Lotus, who first sang that arrangement with Ted Heath and revived it for a 1971 album called The Ted Heath Legend, where a number of Ted's musicians were directed by Stan Butcher. Don Lusher does that job so excellently in concert these days, and if you're not already aware of it, the Heath Band will be at the Free Trade Hall, Manchester, next Saturday, April the 21st, and the following evening, Sunday, April the 22nd, they'll be in Birmingham at the Alexandra Theatre. And the band, under Ted's direction, are here right now, closing off this holiday edition of our Big Band Sounds with one of the most spectacular and requested arrangements, which features Kenny Baker, Out of Nowhere. With it from me, Alan Dell, bye-bye for now.
Yes, it puts you in a good mood, doesn't it? Ted Heath and his music there, Out of Nowhere. And our thanks to Alan Dell.